Hello, and welcome to Good Grief, a podcast dedicated to demystifying and destigmatizing grief with compassion and humor. I'm Nikki. I'm an end-of-life doula and a grief coach in Columbus, Ohio. And today, we're going to rattle off a list of ways that we can honor our deceased loved ones. Before we dive into that, I want to give a quick shout out to my new patrons on my Patreon. By the time this airs, my birthday month will be over, and as of day of recording, which is a little before the end of the month, I have 6 new patrons this month. I had a goal for 10, but I will take 6. That is amazing. And I quite honestly forget who I've shouted out because I've been recording these episodes out of order and all over the place and early. So my last couple that came through were Jennifer and Tabitha. So thank you guys so much, Jennifer and Tabitha, for becoming patrons. If you would like to be super awesome like Jen and Tabitha and get your name called out on my podcast, then come on over to patreon.com/Nikki the Death Doula and check it out. You get access to my podcast an entire week early. You get grief affirmations twice a week. I'm hoping to do some Q&As and some other special community events with just my patrons now that I've got more than 2. So if you'd like to be part of all that and be an awesome person, pop on over and say hello. You can join for free for 7 days to see if my content is something you would be interested in and go from there if you love it, which I hope you do. All the funds I receive from my Patreon go to a special fund so that I can provide pro bono work to those who cannot afford my services. All right, now on to today's episode. So this will be a shorter one. I apologize. The last couple weeks have not been amazing for me, and I'm not feeling super great, and I am tired. But I love all of you. I love my podcast, and I want to keep putting content out there because I enjoy it, and I'm hoping this will perk me up a little bit. But I'm legit, I'm being honest with you guys. I'm just reading this right off of an article, and I will link it. It's from What's Your Grief, which is a great article, which is a great blog I enjoy reading and where I get some of my topic ideas from time to time. But they had this awesome list of 64 ways to honor your deceased loved ones. And I might throw in some other ones that I think of as well. So let's dive in, because let's say you've lost somebody and you're really struggling with it this year and you want to do something for them. And this is something I talk about with my clients all the time as well. How to create a legacy to leave behind for your friends and family, or things that your family can do in your honor once you're gone too. And a lot of times I will help them put together some type of a project, be it a box of letters, a quilt, I don't know, a photo album, a movie, like a video, things like that. I will absolutely help with my clients to put those things together for their family. Okay, so let's plow in through this list. Listening to their favorite songs or albums. When I'm gone, don't worry about this one. I have terrible taste in music, and if nobody listens to the music I like, I will not be offended. I have terrible taste. Anyway, but that is a good way to remember people. Adapt a small detail of their routines into your own. Hey, if you're going to do something for me, I work out every single day. Get a little bit of fitness into your life if you can. Journal your sensory memory of them. So I have an upcoming workshop on journaling through grief. And one of the things I discuss in journaling is not just writing about things that happen, but write out the details. Most of the time when you have a memory of something, you don't remember the specific details. Like, you might not know what color shirt you were wearing unless it was integral to the memory, but you'll remember more the feelings you had, or maybe something you smelled, heard, things like that, which is why I always encourage people to write out not just something that happened, but write out the other details of it, what you could smell, what the air was like. I love that. Share a story of why a random moment in your day reminded you of them. I love that. That's a good one. And I do every now and then. Something totally random will happen and it'll make me think of somebody in my life. Try out their favorite activity or hobby. I never would have thought I'd be really excited about backpacking. Like, I've always loved camping, but backpacking seemed a little too nutty for me. And it was something my brother did, and I love it now. My husband and I do it a lot. Write a poem about them. Recreate or order their favorite dish. I talk about this one a lot, and my buddy Andrew over on Our Last Meal podcast talks about grief and food with his guests, so give that one a listen. Plant a tree. A lot of people bring this one up. I love this one. A beautiful way to not only remember somebody, but have something that will exist long after you are gone and be a little better for the environment. Wear a memorial bracelet with either their name, a quote, a symbol. Read their favorite book. Light a candle. I love candles. I'm very bad about them. I probably shouldn't have them in my house because I have a tendency to go to bed and leave them lit, but that's neither here nor there. Lighting a candle. I have a candle holder right in front of my cat Yuna's ashes, and I light a candle for her sometimes. Make a donation to a cause that was big to them in their name. Complete their incomplete projects. I want to throw a shout out to an organization called Loose Ends. A lot of people sent this to me. I'm an enthusiast for crochet and yarn projects, and there's an organization called Loose Ends that will take projects that were not finished by somebody who has passed away and finish them for you. What an amazing gift. But if you want to, I had somebody ask me to help her learn a crochet stitch because she had her husband's grandmother's Afghan she had started and wanted to finish it as a gift for her husband. So that was a beautiful idea. Write a letter from the person that you've lost, imagining what they would say to you now. Not necessarily writing a letter to them. Write it from them. Imagine what they would say. Go visit their final resting place if they have one. Keep something of theirs close by. Plan a time for a celebration of their life. And I would say use their birthday, but you don't always have to. You can find something else, like a festival they enjoyed going. Maybe they had a music festival they went to. Plan that to be a celebration. Looking over old photos, watching their favorite movie, attend a grief camp. Ooh, I didn't know there were grief camps. Life goal, Nikki, something for me to achieve. But I do host workshops from time to time on grief, so attend a grief workshop. Maybe one of mine. Look at NikkiTheDeathDoula.com to see if I have one upcoming. Okay. Leave an empty chair that was theirs around your house or at your holiday table. A lot of people I know do this, especially at Thanksgiving. They'll have an empty chair. Create a memory jar. Those are fun. Have a little jar of little trinkets and things that remind you of that person that you can just enjoy and look at. Make a playlist of music they would have loved or they did love. Ooh, have their handwriting engraved on a piece of jewelry. I like this. I have seen, and I don't know if this is later down on the list, but I have seen people get samples of handwriting from somebody writing things out like I love you or their name and having that tattooed on their body. So I don't know if I'd go that far, but there's something else you can do. Build something in their honor, like a memorial bench. I see those around parks all the time, and I always take the time to read the plaque because I want to know who that person was. See if there's any information of them. Do a genealogy report of their family, and if you so choose, make a display of their family tree. Make a shadow box or memorial keepsake of some of their belongings. That's a bit like a memory jar, but I like that. Buy or grow their favorite flower or plant. I had a plant that belonged to my brother. It was given to him when he was going through some things, and I was terrified of that plant dying. I ended up giving it to his daughter because I thought she would appreciate it more anyway, because he needed that plant. He needed something to take care of. So design a memorial trinket like a Christmas ornament, collage, share recipes with their name attached to the dish's title. Ooh, I like that. Maybe I'll change the name of the beer cheese I make to Scott's beer cheese. That was his favorite thing. Advocate for policy changes. A lot of people do this when they're grieving over a loss for something like cancer, ALS, or like a larger known disease. They might go on a fundraising walk or do something like that. But if there are policy changes that could happen to help fund whatever may have taken your loved one away, think about that. Create a memoir of your relationship. Oh, how fun. Volunteer for a cause that may have impacted their life. My brother was very big in the Boy Scouts. I haven't volunteered for anything with the Scouts, but that's, something I could do if I so choose. Write a song about them. Plan a get-together just to share memories. Maybe a memorial, like a post-memorial memorial. I'm all for having funerals, not just right after someone dies. Living funerals are a thing. 2 years down the road, funerals are a thing. I'm all about it. Serve their favorite cocktail, wine, or other drink at special occasions. Give a toast to their memory at family gatherings. Capture a picture of the moment in your day when you are reminded of them. Oh, I like that one too. Visit someone or people that knew them. Paint a grief art piece. Oh, I recently met a lovely young lady who's an artist who lost her brother, and she's kind of thrown herself into her art, and it's beautiful. Oh, yep, here we go. Get a memorial tattoo. I did that. That is something I did. I think I've mentioned before, I have a tattoo of a mountain called the Tooth of Time on my foot in honor of my brother, because it's a place he went hiking. Wear their favorite scent. Find a grave to visit their grave if you're too far away. You can even leave flowers. Oh, what a cool idea. Create 6-word stories of your memories. Advocate for a project or movement that was related to the cause of your loss. I talked about that earlier. That's a good one. Dedicate a shelf for their book collection. Ooh, I'm not much for physical books. I don't really keep many anymore. I only have a few, but if you're a book collector, what a cool idea. Have a memorial shelf with just favorite books of people you've lost. I like that. Start a tradition or continue a tradition in their memory. Oh, here's one from my mom. Produce a quilt from their clothes. My mom is an avid quilter, but you can also take their clothes somewhere to be quilted for you. There are places that will do that. So, travel to a place they've always wanted to visit but never got the chance to. Join a grief support group. Curate a memorial space or altar in your home. I've brought this up with like Dia de los Muertos, and there's some other cultures that have really cool ways to honor their loved ones by creating a little altar. And I kind of have one for my cat. I don't know if I'd call it an altar, but I have her urn with a picture and a couple little trinkets of hers and a candle in front of it. Share their photos. Design a home decor or belonging that presents their favorite sayings or quotes, a shirt, pillow, mug, etc. Oh, make a memorial website. Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know what I'd put on that, but I'm sure I could think of some great things. Music, photos, yeah. Put together a grant or scholarship in dedication to them. Write a letter to them. Talked earlier about writing a letter from them. Write one to them. Overlay their handwriting onto a photo. Ooh, I like that. Visit a place or places where they grew up. Have their voice recordings installed into an item like a teddy bear. Use phrases or expressions they used to say. Write an ethical will of all the values they passed on to you. I just took a workshop on writing an ethical will, and that was really, really cool. Very fun. I highly recommend you look into writing an ethical will. Pause to recognize things and moments that they would have loved. Share that. Oh, okay. With the hashtag would have loved this. I get a little weird about hashtags, but I've done that before. When I see something, it's like, oh, my brother would love this, or oh, my grandmother would have loved this, things like that. Yeah, do that. Teach someone something that they taught you. And the last one on this list is create a memory garden in your yard. Ooh, I like that. Some other ones I can think of off the top of my head. Honestly, sharing stories about them. If you are so inclined, write a book about them. Poetry was on there, but I'm all about journaling and writing. And I like the idea of writing poetry or writing stories. You could write a fiction story with them as the main character. And I mean, what a great idea to take what you know of that person and see how they would react to scenarios within your story. Okay, so that's the list and a couple of my own on there and some thoughts. I would like to hear how you honor your deceased loved ones. Tell me about it. You can send a note to me through my website, nikkithedeathdoula.com. You can message me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Nikki the Death Doula. So I would love to hear how you honor your loved ones. I love hearing about that kind of stuff. So, yeah. All right, guys. Since we're at the end of the episode, I'm going to quickly pull from the Death Deck. All right. Shuffle this up, pull one at random. Okay, here we go. You have been diagnosed with a very serious cancer. You would like your doctors to A, lay it all out on the line, B, just focus on the next steps and try not to overwhelm me, or C, talk realistically to my loved ones, stay optimistic with me. I'm going with A. That's easy for me. I want to know everything. Don't worry about hurting my feelings, man. Get it all out. Tell me what I'm in for. I'd rather be prepared than unprepared. Like I said, you can find me at nikkithedeathdoula.com or on the socials at Nikki the Death Doula. And once again, if you'd like to join my Patreon, that would be amazing. Patreon.com/you guessed it, Nikki the Death Doula. All right, guys, I hope everybody's doing well. Please take care of yourselves. And remember, as always, your grief is yours. Feelings are valid. Grief doesn't always have to suck.